My name is Wei, and this is my story. Not a story of emperors and generals, but of the mud, the stone, and the sweat that built this colossal dragon of earth and rock we call the Great Wall. I wasn't a soldier, nor a nobleman. I was a farmer from a small village, my hands accustomed to the feel of soil, not the cold bite of stone. Then the decree came. Every family had to send a man. My father was too old, my brother too young, so it was me. They tore me from my home, from the warmth of my wife's embrace and the laughter of my son. We were herded like cattle, hundreds, then thousands of us, marching north. The journey itself broke many. We walked for weeks, the landscape changing from gentle, rolling hills to harsh, unforgiving mountains. The air grew colder, thinner. We weren't given proper clothing, just the thin rags on our backs. Many fell to sickness before we even saw the wall. Their bodies were left where they fell, a grim foreshadowing of what was to come. When we finally arrived, the sight was unimaginable. It wasn't a wall, not yet. It was a scar upon the earth, a chaotic line of trenches, quarries, and half-finished towers stretching as far as the eye could see. Mountains were being moved, one stone at a time, by an army of ants. An army of men like me. Our lives were governed by the rising and setting of the sun, and the relentless clang of the foreman's bell. The work was brutal. From dawn until dusk, we toiled. My days were spent in the quarry. The sound of hammers striking stone was the first thing I heard in the morning, and the last thing I heard at night. We would chisel massive blocks of granite from the mountainside. The dust filled our lungs, a constant, gritty presence. The stones were heavy, sharp. My hands, once soft from farming, were now a landscape of calluses, cuts, and scars. Every muscle in my body ached, a deep, persistent pain that never truly left. Once a block was hewn, the real ordeal began. We had to move it, up treacherous mountain paths, across rickety wooden scaffolding that swayed in the wind. We used ropes, wooden rollers, and sheer brute force. I saw men crushed by falling stones. I saw others slip and plummet from the high passes. There were no burials, no ceremonies. They said the wall was our tomb. We were told our bodies would be mixed into the mortar, our spirits forever guarding the frontier. A cruel comfort, if any. Our food was meager, a bowl of thin millet porridge, sometimes with a few scraps of pickled vegetables. It was never enough to silence the gnawing hunger in our bellies, never enough to replenish the strength we expended each day. We drank dirty water from streams, which brought dysentery and disease that swept through the camps like a plague. At night, we huddled together for warmth in crude earthen shelters, listening to the wind howl through the mountains. We would whisper stories of our homes, of our families. It was the only thing that kept the despair at bay. The overseers were merciless. They were soldiers, hardened by battle, who saw us not as men, but as tools. A whip's crack was a common sound, a sharp punctuation to our groans of effort. Any sign of weakness, any moment of hesitation, was met with a beating. We learned to work through the pain, to ignore the exhaustion that threatened to pull us under. We became numb, our minds focused on one simple task: survive until sunset, then survive the night, then survive until the next sunset. We were of all ages, old men with backs bent by a lifetime of labor, and young boys who should have been learning a trade or playing in the fields. We came from all corners of the empire, speaking different dialects, yet we found a common language in our shared suffering. We would help each other when the overseers weren't looking, sharing a piece of bread, helping to lift a stone that was too heavy for one man. These small acts of humanity were glimmers of light in an endless darkness. Years passed. I lost count of the seasons. I saw the wall grow, snaking its way over mountains and across valleys. I helped build the watchtowers, mixing the mortar and laying the bricks, each one feeling like a piece of my own life being cemented into place. From these towers, we could see the vast, empty lands to the north. The lands of the nomads we were told we were protecting the empire from. But from up there, all I could see was the vastness of the world, and all I could feel was how small and trapped I was. I often thought of my family. Was my wife still waiting? Did my son remember my face? I would look at the stars at night, the same stars they were looking at, and I would send them my thoughts, my love, my desperate hope that I would one day return. This hope was a fragile thing, easily broken, but it was all I had. It was the fuel that kept my spirit from being extinguished completely. One day, while hauling stones up a steep incline, the man in front of me stumbled. A cascade of rocks tumbled down. I tried to jump out of the way, but a large stone struck my leg. The pain was excruciating, a white-hot flash that consumed me. I collapsed. The overseer came over, looked at my mangled leg, and simply motioned for two other laborers to drag me away. I was no longer useful. I was to be discarded. I thought that was the end. But an old herbalist in the camp, a man named Qin, who had also been a healer in his village, took pity on me. He cleaned and set my leg as best he could, using splints made from branches and poultices of wild herbs. He hid me, sharing his meager rations until I could hobble on my own. He saved my life. I could no longer do the heavy labor. I was assigned to the kitchens, chopping vegetables and tending the fires. It was still hard work, but it was a world away from the quarries and the high wall. Here, I saw a different side of our existence. I saw the politics of the camp, the bartering for extra food, the secret messages passed between laborers. I learned to be invisible, to listen, to survive in a new way. After what felt like a lifetime, my service was finally deemed complete. I don't know why. Perhaps they thought I was too old, too broken to be of any more use. I was given a small pouch of coins and told I was free to go. The journey home was a blur. I was a ghost of the man who had left. My face was weathered, my body scarred, and my spirit was weary. When I finally reached my village, it had changed. But my home was still there, and my wife, she was older. Her face etched with worry, but she was there. My son was now a young man, a man I barely recognized. He did not know me, but my wife did. In her eyes, I saw recognition, then tears, then a joy so profound it washed away years of pain. I never talk about the wall. The memories are too heavy, but sometimes, at night, I dream of the mountains, of the stones, of the faces of the men I knew. The men who never came home. The world marvels at the Great Wall. They see a monument of strength, of an empire's power. But I see something different. I see the endless graves of farmers, scholars, and merchants. I feel the weight of every stone, each one a testament to a life sacrificed. It is a wonder, yes, but it is a wonder built on a foundation of our bones and our sorrow. My name is Wei, and I survived. And that is a story worth telling. Thank you for listening.